Folks, we finally got to ride the brand new Tiger 900. We got to ride the top end variants, which are the GT Pro and the Rally Pro. So what's new in these bikes? Well, the new Tiger is completely different and it doesn't share any components whatsoever with the 800. The design is entirely new and it is now narrower, lighter, it's new panels, indicators have been moved up, the headlight is new, so is the exhaust, and the bike gets an entirely new frame with a removable subframe as well. Still though, the Tiger looks well built and has great on-road presence. The biggest change though is now the new 900cc engine. The engine has been completely revamped and has a displacement of 888cc. And the engine now puts out 94 brake horsepower with more torque at 87 Nm. The engine also uses what Triumph is calling a T-plane triple crank, which allows for better power delivery in the mid-range. The engine has an entirely new feel, sound, and a much more aggressive nature, which is great. The Tiger also now gets some of the top grade technologies you could ask for, such as electronic suspension, a new 7-inch TFT display, cornering ABS with traction control system, shift assist with up and down quick shifter, and there are now up to 6 different riding modes for the rider to choose from. Now, all of this sounds really good, and most of this information has already been revealed, but we are here to find out one thing and one thing only. Is the new Tiger 900 more fun to ride than the old one?
Okay guys, we've had a fantastic day today. It was the off-road day today and I'm actually very tired. It was a very strenuous, crazy day, but I have to say the Tiger is still the amazing bike that it always was. I'm gonna first talk to you about the GT Pro because that's what we rode yesterday on the highway coming here to the city, which is about 300 kilometers from Marrakesh. So the GT Pro actually is more road-centric, obviously, and it is definitely a lot better to ride than the Rally Pro on the road. First of all, for me, the seat was lower. The handlebars are now new, they're now closer to the rider, so you do feel a lot more compact into the motorcycle. So first things first, when you're sitting on it, it's very comfortable. The moment you swing your leg on the bike, everything just feels like it's perfectly in place for you. Although I do have to mention, I did kind of like the old handlebars better because they were a little bit further away, but the body is now a little narrower and the seats very comfortable. And it was very cold yesterday, and thanks to the heated grips and heated seats, I didn't freeze my butt off. But anyways, coming down to the way the bike rides, oh my God, the new engine is simply a masterpiece. I think the engine still feels very refined. Even though they've made a few changes to the engine, it's very quick. It's much faster than it was before. If you're going to triple-digit speeds, the bike just keeps on pulling away until you reach a very high speed. Before you even know it, you look down at the speedometer and you're like, wow, how did I even get there? So it's a very fast bike. The engine is very refined. I love the changes they've made to it. It's a great bike. The way it handles, yes, it has definitely improved in the way this bike handles. The agility is fantastic, and I absolutely love the electronic suspension on this bike. When you're on the go, depending on how the road changes, you can just, with the press of a button, change the suspension, and you're just in the right setting that you want. So the way the bike rides and performs honestly blew me away. It's a lot better than it was before. Again, if you want to take this bike off-road, it certainly is not made for that. It's made more for the road, but yes, you can do a little bit of adventure touring on this, on dirt trails and light stuff. This is a really beautiful adventure tourist, and the bike really feels good. It's a beautiful engine. The acceleration is absolutely mind-blowing. And I have to say one thing about Triumph motorcycles, I really love the ride-by-wire throttle. I think they're the best in the business. The throttle is so responsive and it just gives you every ounce of power whenever you want it. So it's just really fun and all-around great bike. Other things is the brakes are great. The ABS works very well. It's got cornering ABS, so all that technology comes into play and makes it a very safe thing. But other than that, this motorcycle definitely has stolen my heart. I'm in love with it. Now, getting to the good stuff. Today we went off-road, and that's the kind of riding I like to do. And that's why I'm gonna have to say that this bike right here, the Rally Pro, is certainly one hell of a machine. Now, I was in the advanced section with some other very good riders from India, and we had a phenomenal time riding on all kinds of terrain. Very similar to Rajasthan and Ladakh, I would say, with the terrain today, just a lot more dusty. We are in Morocco after all, but a very nice day overall. We went on the beach, went on sand dunes, rocky terrain, dirt trails, tarmac, whatever we wanted, we had it. So the bike we rode today actually had special off-road tires, and we adjusted the handlebars for everything. Yesterday when we rode the Rally Pro, it was in stock condition, and even then I have to say it's a great bike on the road. It's phenomenal off-roading. It certainly is not a hardcore off-roader. I still think the Africa Twin has a slight edge over it in that case, but to be honest, as it is, when you buy the bike stock, everything is fantastic. The engine simply blows you away. The ergonomics is a little different, and the seat's a little higher, but you can adjust it, so it is a little different to ride through twisty sections, but still a very engaging motorcycle, very fun, very confidence-inspiring bike. Now coming to the off-road stuff, honestly, it is a lot better than the older one. And again, a lot of the guys I've rode with today are Tiger 800 owners, and they also agree with me that this bike really handles so much better. Again, this has off-road suspension. It doesn't get the electronic suspension, so you have to do it manually, but still, it just feels so responsive, especially the front end. It's nice and light, and you just hold on to the handlebars and just let the front wheel do what it wants to do. It really was so much fun. For shorter riders, of course, it is a little tall, but you have the option of putting a lower seat. When you compare this bike to the competition, the Africa Twin and the BMW 850 GS Adventure, I have to say this bike is the perfect all-rounder. It really can do everything. Now, the 850 GS Adventure really isn't that great on tarmac. This is much better than that. The Africa Twin also is not that great on tarmac, but the Africa Twin and this bike, I would say, are in the same category now when it comes to off-road, especially the Rally Pro. Phenomenal machine. So if you're looking for a bike, if you are brand conscious, if you are a Triumph fan, I'm sure you will be very happy with the improvements that have been made. If you are a follower of a BMW or Honda or whatever, you still might want to go and test ride this bike, because I think it's a beautiful, beautiful machine. When we first rode the older Triumph Tiger, we were blown away and we couldn't believe it could get any better, but somehow Triumph has gone ahead. They've made it so much better in every way possible. There are a few things that I can nitpick about, but I don't want to even get into that because they make no difference to the way the bike performs and feels. So yes, if you really, really want to have a good time, and you want an adventure bike that is in the mid-segment, these are probably the best right now you can go for. Prices have not been announced right now, but they will be very soon, but I'm guessing between 14 to 18 lakh rupees. But again, what you're paying for, you're going to get a whole lot of goodies, and you're going to have a great experience no matter where you go on these bikes. So I have to say, tomorrow's going to be a great day again, because we do get to ride these bikes once more, all the way back to Marrakesh, and we're back to India. I'm definitely going to miss these bikes, but I hope Triumph gives them to me as soon as I get back in India when they're launched, because I just cannot wait to get back on the saddle of these motorcycles.